You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
We are live from the NCAA tournament. It is St. John's and Northern Iowa, the 5-12 game in the East Region bracket. Tonight's game will be held in San Diego at the Vejas Arena, the Vejas Forum, here home to San Diego State University. St. John's has already They won the Big East tournament. They've won the regular season Big East tournament. Now they go against, they get in the always dangerous 12-5 matchup here in the East region. Winner will get the winner of the second game tonight from this spot right here which features Kansas and Cal Baptist. And it should be a fantastic game today here. You expect Northern Iowa is going to want to slow it down. They're going to want to play the game in the 60s. As for St. John's, they're going to want to run. They're going to want to shoot the ball well. They're going to want to get it into the 80s, high 70s, low 80s. And if they do that, they should be okay. They do have more talent than Northern Iowa. They have a better coach, obviously. Rick Pitino is 913 career wins, third most all time. He's reached the NCAA tournament with 6 schools. He's won titles. He's reached Final Fours. And now St. John's, after a disappointing showing in last year's NCAA tournament, after a fantastic season, they came right back this year. They were ranked 5th in the country. And now they try, and Rick Pitino lives in March. I always say he lives in March. You're going to have to perform in this tournament. The starting lineups for tonight's game: Dylan Darling, Oziah Sellers, Dylan Mitchell, Bryce Hopkins, and Zubie Ejiofor for St. John's. And for Northern Iowa, it's Westbrod, Trey Campbell, Will Hornseth, Tristan Smith, and Leon Bond for the Northern Iowa team. Ben Jacobson is their coach. It's his 20th season at the helm of Northern Iowa. He has a record of 397 and 258. It is their first tournament appearance since 2000 and since in the last 10 years. So it's been a decade since Northern Iowa has gotten to this point, and they've had some serious wins in these tournaments. They've had buzzer beaters, half court shots at the buzzer to win games, and now they got the Johnnies. Patrick Adams, Rick Crawford, and Nathan Hall are the officials for tonight's game. We're about ready to go as they get set to tip it up here in San Diego. First round, East Region, St. John's and Northern Iowa Panthers. Here we go. St. John's, of course, coming off a big win in the Big East Championship tournament, in the Big East Championship game of the tournament. The ball is up, and we are underway here in San Diego, and St. John's controls the tip. Dylan Darling with the ball for the Red Storm. Hopkins now has it. St. John's going to want to score a lot here. They're going to want to push the pace. Dylan Darling now in the corner. Has it, looks, gets it down low to Ejiofor. Into the paint, right hand, hook shot is in and out, no good. Rebound to Campbell. Now here comes Northern Iowa. They're going to want to slow it down. They're going to want to play this game, like we said, in the 60s, do everything they can to limit the possessions for St. John's. St. John's playing defense here. 5-12 seed. Here's Campbell, spins into the lane, throws up right hand in. No, in and out. Rebound. St. John's got it. Sellers up to Darling, up the right wing. Darling into the front court. St. John's in their white uniforms with the red trim, moving right to left. Here's Hopkins. Hopkins has a little bit of a trouble. Now he puts it on the deck, and he pulls back. His defender fell down, and he buries the three. And St. John's draws first blood. They lead 3-0. Northern Iowa in the purple with yellow trim, moving left to right. Here comes Campbell, pulls in, throws up an alley-oop pass. 2 men are there. It's picked up, caught by Northern Iowa, and then a turnover. Hopkins, he gave it right back. It's now Smith. Smith has it into the corner, looking, fake shot. Here's a baseline jumper, no good, off the side of the backboard, and St. John's will bring it up. Sellers. Now it's Ejiofor up top. Right wing to Mitchell. Looks, puts it on the ground. Now Hopkins has it. St. John's 19-1 in their last 20. They have been one of the hotter teams coming into this tournament. Here's Darling, puts it on the deck, and he almost gave it away. Got it back down to Zubie, spins with 3 to shoot, and it's a turnover. No, it's a foul first. Foul on Northern Iowa. Zubie Ejiofor, it's going to be on the floor, so it's not going to be a shooting foul. Not a great possession right there from St. John's. Northern Iowa is a good defensive team. They are number 1 in scoring defense in the country, allowing just over 61 points a game. Darling has it up top. Darling looking, puts it on the deck. Now he drives into the lane. Left hand up with the finger roll, and it's good. Oh, pretty move, Dylan Darling. And it's 5 straight to start the game for St. John's. They lead 5-0. Darling, I should say St. John's did this in the Big East tournament. They got out to 7-0 leads, 10-0 leads, and 9-0 leads. And here's a turnover off the inbound, and it goes out of bounds. Nope. Last touch by St. John's. Northern Iowa struggling right off the bat with that St. John's pressure in the backcourt. And the St. John's defense will do that. Northern Iowa, like we said, a defensive team. They are 3rd in three-point defense in the nation, 1st in scoring defense, and they are 16-3 when they hold teams to 60 or fewer points. It's going to be a tough ask to do that to this St. John's team who's been red hot in the last, about over a month. Northern Iowa, here comes a 3 from Campbell. No good off the rim. Rebound to Mitchell. Mitchell runs it into the front court. Hands it off now to Sellers. Darling, left side, drives into the paint, pulls up, fadeaway jumper. Good, got it. Dylan Darling hits his first 2 shots. He's got 4 points, 7-0. The Johnnies are up a touchdown just like that. Now trouble inbounding it, and he throws it away. It's a turnover. Ejiofor's got it to Sellers up top for 3. Got it. Oh, and it's a big start for St. John's. Timeout on the floor, 10-0. They have done this the last 3 games. 10-0 St. John's, a 10-0 run to start, 17-14 to go. And you couldn't have asked for a better start for St. John's. Dylan Darling, Sellers with the 3, Zubie with a bucket. And it's a double-digit lead right off the bat. This is the NCAA tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world,
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
All right, back here in San Diego, St. John's with just an excellent start. Right off the bat, they have a 10-0 lead. Let me see if I can get the scoreboard fixed here for you guys here who are watching online. Oh, yeah, I can do this. Hold on one second. There you go. St. John's 10 straight to start the game. Listen, Northern Iowa, this is their worst nightmare because they are not a team that scores a ton of points. They usually keep it in the 60s. They want to keep their opponents in the 60s and not off to the good start as St. John's busts right out to a 10-0 lead. They have forced turnovers. They forced a turnover on the inbound. They almost forced a turnover on another inbound pass, and they have a 10-0 lead. Rick Pitino and his boys right out of the gate just picking up where they left off in the Big East tournament. This is the East bracket. Like we said, Duke advanced over Siena just barely yesterday. You got St. John's here in Northern Iowa, and then the later game today here in this venue is going to be Kansas and Cal Baptist. And the winner of that game will face the winner of this game for a trip to the Sweet 16. Sunday will be the second round game in that bracket right there. As far as scores go today, local scores, Hofstra put up a good fight, but they did lose. Good fight, though, from Hofstra. They played well. They lost. Let me get the other scores for you here. I'll get them for you in a second. But St. John's with a 10-0 lead. good amount of St. John's fans in the building tonight. I'd say definitely more than Northern Iowa. I mean, it is New York's team. But St. John's, they kind of, people were upset that they got kicked out west. People were upset that they were a 5 seed. And, St. John's, they don't care what seed they are. You got to come and you got to win the game in front of you. Here we go. Northern Iowa still looking for their first points 3 minutes into the game. They would have the ball in the front court. It's Hornseth has it. Being guarded by Ejiofor. Hornseth hands it off to Campbell. Campbell drives free throw line. Now it has another turnover. Picked off by Sellers. He's going to take it in a two-hand dunk. It's Mitchell on the dunk and the foul. And St. John's off and running. Sorry, I said Sellers. I meant Mitchell. Mitchell was the one that got his hand in there. Picked off the pass. Took it the distance. Two-hand dunk. And the foul. 12-0 St. John's, and they are going in for more. They're looking to run this team right out of the gym. And this is how St. John's has done it the last 3 or 4 games that they have played. They've jumped out to big leads before their opponent even gets a point. It's 10-0. I don't know why they didn't. Let's see what they're doing here with the bucket. Yeah, there you go. It is 12-0. Okay. They didn't call they called the foul. He did grab him by the shirt, by the jersey. He got a handful of jersey. So it's going to be 12-0. Yep, it's a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. Mitchell averages just over 8 points a game. He's a 55% shooter from the field, and he gets 7 rebounds. And Mitchell's a big proponent as they finish the review of the bucket by Mitchell, and they're going to count it, obviously, and it's going to be a foul. So here comes the free throw. Trying to make it a 3-point play in a 13-0 St. John's run to start, and he does. It's 13-0, and St. John's is going to continue to pressure. Mitchell right on the inbounder. He's going to run the baseline, gets it in. Northern Iowa having all kinds of trouble with this St. John's pressure. They get it over the timeline, but good defense by Zubie Ejiofor. He's right on him. It's Hornseth, drives into the paint with the right hand, and it's going the other way out of bounds. He lost control. Another turnover by Northern Iowa. Smothering defense by St. John's to start this one. A 13-0 run, smothering defense. They are just doing everything right. And right now they are in just 100% domination of this game. So St. John's with the ball, looking to add on to a 13-point lead. They made 5 straight from the field. Ejiofor hands it off. Here comes a 3 from Sellers. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. And it's going to go the other way. Last touch by St. John's. So finally an empty trip right there for the Red Storm. Elsewhere, you got Clemson with a trailing Iowa in the 8-9 game. That game just about to go to half. It's a 7-point lead. UCF up early, 6-2 on UCLA. Those are the other 2 games currently going on right now. We'll keep you updated all night on scores from around the country, around the brackets. 13-0 here, St. John's. In the front court, looking, driving, baseline, going. Oh, and he's rejected from behind. Swagler rejected from behind. I think Mitchell got it. He brings it up court now. Into the front court. Right wing, Sellers. Sellers has it tipped and stolen. Oh, turnover by St. John's. They missed a chance. Oh, good bounce pass up ahead and a dunk. And finally, UNI is on the board. Leon Bond on the dunk. A beautiful bounce pass up the court to lead them. And St. John's has finally given up points. Here's Sellers for 3 from the top of the key. Buries it. Oziah Sellers at 16-2, a 14-point lead for St. John's. Not even 5 minutes into the game. St. John's 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, which is they are usually not that good. They are a team that struggles from behind the arc. Playing smothering defense, though, right here off the bat. Hornseth has it for UNI. Hands it off now to Swagler. Swagler looks, pulls it back, being guarded. Now he looks for a 3, throws it inside, and it's intercepted. Turnover. Another turnover by Mitchell. Here comes Dylan Darling. He gives it to Hopkins and a foul underneath. Zubie hits the deck. He was bumped. Foul on Northern Iowa. And that brings us to our under 16 timeout. Mitchell with a beautiful block on one end. They hit a Sellers with a 3 on the other end. St. John's hit on all cylinders, 16-2 over UNI. 15:02 to go first half. This is the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Baseball is right around the corner. Warm weather, blue skies, and the crack of the bat. Spring training is here. Nobody covers the Yankees. Nobody covers the Mets like Locked Up Sports. Daily expert takes all season long the best baseball coverage on the internet.
I'm Bob Walters, host of Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Join myself and Brett Grasso every week as we break down all the happenings from the best sports town in the world and have conversations with some of the biggest names in New York sports, including former Mets general manager Steve Phillips.
We need a star player, but let's go get Piazza, and I finally got approval to do it.
The man who revolutionized special teams in the NFL, Coach Mike Westhoff.
But, all the things that he got accused of, he did them all. I know. Trust me, I know. He did them all.
And New York sports talk legend Joe Beningo, just to name a few.
But they gave this guy $35 million a year, $350 million for 10 years. What the hell were they thinking with this guy?
Yeah. If you're a sports fan, this is the podcast for you. We have all the insights, laughs, and entertaining perspectives you crave. Whether you're looking for a funny take on your favorite team or informative and entertaining conversation, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Subscribe today for the most entertaining and informative sports podcast around. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Back to the final whistle.
Don't go anywhere.
Stick around for the Locked Up Sports postgame show. Breakdowns, highlights, and the stories you can't miss. And tomorrow, we're back live to wrap up everything from the big game.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
16-2, St. John's with the lead. 15:02 to go in the first half. Just a perfect start for Rick Pitino and St. John's, as they have been playing great defense. They're turning over UNI, and they're scoring in bunches with a 16-2, a 14-point lead. The one thing Northern Iowa did not want to do here early was fall behind in a game like this. Earlier, as we go just quickly around the tournament, we told you Hofstra had lost. Villanova lost right here in this building earlier. That was the last game. They lost by 10 points. They did not play well down the stretch, and it cost them as they lose their first round matchup. They are out of the tournament here, 16-2, as we said. St. John's with the lead. We'll get back to the action in a second. 32-25, Iowa with the lead at halftime over Clemson. Tennessee beat Miami of Ohio. The 31-1 team is now 31-2, and that's how they finish. 78-56 there. Utah State over Villanova by 10. Alabama beat Hofstra by 20. Iowa State blows out Tennessee State. Virginia had a tough matchup as they win 82-73 over Wright State. Here we go, 16-2. Northern Iowa with the ball in the front court. Smith has it. Look, puts it on the deck. Drives in the lane, being guarded by Mitchell. He puts up a runner, no good. Mitchell grabs it off the rim with a rebound, and they push it up. Mitchell has it. Still looking. Mitchell, good start for Mitchell here in this game. Dylan Mitchell looking. Sellers gets it in low now to Ejiofor. Back to Sellers, three from the corner. No good. Rebound to Northern Iowa. And it's Smith. Smith will bring it up into the front court. St. John's missed now 2 of their last 3 shots. They're 6 of 10, though, from the field. Oh, going down hard and no whistle. Driving into the lane is Campbell. He throws up a runner, no good. Not a good shot. Rebound to Darling. And St. John's going to push it. Left wing, Sellers looks, pulls up for 3. No, he missed. He did sides against it, and he turns the ball over. Into the front court. Here comes pretty entry pass and a foul. As Smith went up, he's fouled by Sellers, his first. And Smith will shoot free throws for Northern Iowa. Purdue leads Queens 13-10. That game early. UCLA with a 1-point lead, 13+ minutes to go in that game. 10-7 matchup there. The first free throw is no good. Smith only a 68% free throw shooter. 16-2. St. John's with a huge start here. Tristan Smith, the forward. He is a freshman. I'm sorry, he's a graduate student, the opposite of a freshman. We want to thank everybody for watching this, for tuning in on the stream here. Share the stream, like the stream, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're watching on YouTube. Second one on its way. It's good. It's 1 of 2. It's 16-3. 13:55 to go first half, and a substitution. Smith will come out for Northern Iowa, and St. John's will bring it up. Sannon has entered the game now for St. John's. He's another big three-point shooter for this team. Up top now, Ejiofor has it, looks for somebody to give it to, pass it to. He finds Dylan Darling curling around, takes the ball now, wayside dribble, gets it to Hopkins. Hopkins now, as St. John's moves the ball beautifully, into the lane goes, Zubie, and he lays it in with the finger roll with the right hand. 18-3, 15-point lead. And they back off a little bit on the pressure here now. Taylor has it. He's in for the first time for Northern Iowa. They are just struggling to score anything. Taylor has it being guarded by Darling. Gets a pick set. Right wing now, Westbroad. And it's Hornseth has it. Hornseth banging bodies with Zubie. Goes off the glass. No good. Rebound tapped around, and St. John's got it. Good defense by Zubie Ejiofor as they tried to get physical. Darling into the front court. Looks, crossover. Now he's going to pull it back. Up top to Zubie. Thinks about a three, thinks better of it. Leopulos now comes to the free throw line, into the lane, and he's fouled. And Leopulos will go to the line for St. John's. Interesting that he's getting some minutes here early. He usually does not see the floor much in the first half, but with everything going right for St. John's, that was good defense on the other end by Zubie. St. John's has played really good defense. Leopulos, first one is good. Zubie, of course, the player of the year in the Big East. Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Big East Player of the Year. Ncaa tournament. Big East tournament. Most outstanding player. And a Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Big East. Second one from Leopulos. Got them both. It's a 20-3 St. John's lead. We played nearly 8 minutes, and Northern Iowa has 3 points. And now they can't get it in, and they call a timeout. The pressure is really getting to Northern Iowa that St. John's is putting, and it's working perfectly. And then I'll tell you what, Pitino's screaming and yelling at one of his players there. I think it might be Leopulos he was screaming and yelling at for some reason. He can't be too upset, though. 20-3 St. John's. We'll be back right after this. This is the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge
12:44 to go. First half, 20-3 St. John's, as they had just everything going right. Northern Iowa almost throws the ball away. Westbroad has it. He drives in the lane, pulls up from the free throw line. Now bounce pass down low. 12 has it, spins, fadeaway jumper in the lane. It's off the rim, no good, but Hopkins couldn't handle the rebound. It goes off his hands, out of bounds, and we'll keep it right here. Northern Iowa basketball. St. John's 59-11 over the past 2 seasons. They have 2 straight Big East tournament championships, 2 straight Big East regular season champions, and back-to-back tournament appearances for the first time since 98 and 2000. Northern Iowa, this is the first time in a decade they've played in the tournament. Oh, a dangerous inbound pass. It goes out of bounds, and last touch by Prey. Ruben Prey has entered the game now for St. John's. Interesting lineup he's got out there. He's got Leopulos, Prey, Jackson, all on the court for Rick Pitino. It's interesting here in this part of the game. 12 minutes left in the first half. Jackson sets a pick, and it go to the lane, and the foul called as Campbell misses a layup, but he will shoot a pair of free throws. Maybe trying to rest some of the big names on the St. John's team, as they expect to make a deep run, at least to the second weekend. Anything short of that will not be good. It'll be considered a failure. First free throw is good by Campbell. Trey Campbell, senior guard. He was the MVC Most Outstanding Player, the MVC Tournament Most Outstanding Player. He averages nearly 14 a game. Second one rims around all the way around and out. One of two, 20-4, 16-point lead for St. John's. Sannon has it in the front court. Leopulos down to Jackson. Jackson puts it on the deck. Left-hand dribble, goes to the lane, and a good defense. He stopped, but he got his own rebound. Out, Leopulos now. Bounce pass into Prey. Prey into the lane. Right-hand hook shot, no good. Foul called. And Ruben Prey will shoot free throws. Good possession right there for St. John's. They got the rebound, the offensive rebound, as they look to build on this 20-4 lead. We want to thank everybody for joining the stream here. This is Locked Up Sports, the official internet home of the Ncaa tournament and of St. John's basketball. St. John's doing everything right here to start. You're coming near the midpoint of the first half, and you're talking about they have 4 points. Northern Iowa, nothing going right. St. John's has a different lineup in there than they usually have. You don't see Prey or Leopulos or players like that, or in the first half, you don't see it too often. But I think the way things are going, rest you guys a couple minutes here early, and because like I said, they expect to make a deep run elsewhere. Going on in the NCAA tournament, we got Clemson and Iowa still at the half. 7-point lead for Iowa. That is the 8-9 game. Tennessee gave Miami of Ohio their second loss of the season, and it's their final one as they are eliminated. And Villanova right here in San Diego loses to Utah State in the 8-9 game, 86-76. Hofstra put up a good battle against Alabama, but Alabama pulled away late. They win by 20. How are your brackets doing? Mine, not great. Not terrible. I've had worse brackets, but not great. There are 1,461 perfect brackets remaining in the ESPN Tournament Challenge out of something like 20 million, I believe, or 25 million. So here we are, second day, not even into the deep of the night of the second day, and you got only 1,500 out of about 27, 28 million perfect brackets. So it never disappoints. The NCAA tournament, it never disappoints. And you had wild finishes today. You had Kentucky, who got almost a half-court three, back and forth threes in the last 7 or 8 seconds. Kentucky hits one, forces overtime on a miracle shot. They win it in overtime by 5 to advance. That's a survive and advance right there. And yesterday, of course, Duke had some trouble with Siena, another local team from New York. And Siena had a 13-point lead at one point in the second half. They couldn't hit shots in the second half. They end up losing as Duke blows past them in the last 2 minutes or so. But good effort. Anybody can win in this tournament. You got to be careful, especially with this 12-5 game. A lot of people were picking Northern Iowa to upset St. John's, just given the history. And so far, it's been the exact opposite. SEC off to a hot start in the tournament. They're 6-1. Tennessee beat Miami of Ohio, like we said, and the third most points by any team in an NCAA tournament game, 108. Iowa State scores in their win over Tennessee State. And Iowa State did lose their point guard, though, in that game. St. John's, 20-4, only allowing 4 points, playing great defense here. I think that's probably the bet. They're 1 of 10 is Northern Iowa from the field. And just abysmal start for the Panthers of Northern Iowa here. And like we said, they're a defensive team. Prey on the free throw line for St. John's, gets the first roll in. It's 21-4. They're 16-3 Northern Iowa when they hold teams to under 60 points or under. That doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight. Second one off the back of the iron, long rebound got by Northern Iowa, and they will try to put the ball into this basket. It has been tough going so far. Driving Campbell to the lane, now pulls back, gets it out to the corner. Again, good defense by St. John's. Here's Hornseth, looks. Being guarded by Prey. Prey with the long arm, puts him up, gives it to Campbell. Campbell between the legs, dribble into the lane, goes around, pivots around, right-handed hook shot is good. Second field goal for Iowa State, for Northern Iowa. It's 21-6. 11:20 to go in the first half. St. John's is just looking faster than this team. They get it. Here's a three from Leopulos, and he got it. Leopulos with a 3. He's got 5 points. It's 24-6 St. John's as we come up on the 11-minute mark. They are running them out of the gym here. Here's Campbell, drives to the lane, left side, no good. Rebound and a whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be called on Jackson. Maybe Ruben Prey, but I think it was Jackson that bumped Campbell as he went to the rim. And St. John's continues their hot shooting from three-point range. If St. John's going to hit threes like they're hitting them here, they are going to be a tough out in this tournament. I'll tell you that much. Free throw by Campbell is good. Northern Iowa has hit 7 points in the first 9 minutes of this first half. 4 of them have been by Trey Campbell. Campbell, of course, the star for this 12th ranked, this 12th seeded Northern Iowa team. He hits the second one, 24-8. It's a 16-point lead for the Johnnies. Leopulos still with the second unit in here. Jackson has it. Leopulos up near the label, puts it on the deck, left-hand dribble up top to Hopkins, drives into the lane, spins, pivots, and he's fouled. Foul is going to be on Westbrod for Northern Iowa. The 6th foul already, so next foul, the St. John's will be shooting 1-on-1, and they'll be in the bonus. Tough start for Northern Iowa. If you're a Panthers fan here, you are in big trouble. Here's the inbound by St. John's. Prey has it. Prey picks up his dribble, gives it to Leopulos, who thinks about another 3, now bounces it inside the Prey, spins, goes baseline, throws up a wild right-hand hook shot, no good. Rebound being knocked around, grabbed by Hopkins. He goes up with it, and he gets it. And the foul. Oh, Bryce Hopkins with a beautiful rebound, put it back. And are they going to call that on? No, they're going to say it's a foul on Hopkins. They said he went over the bat. I didn't like that. Let's see. He got it. Oh, no, it was a foul, but they changed it. He stepped out of bounds, Hopkins, with his left foot on the baseline. So a break for Northern Iowa, if you could call it that. And a turnover by St. John's. That was a good-looking possession, though. You maybe don't like the wild hook shot by Ruben Prey, but they got the rebound. Just stepped on the line. In the front court, here's Northern Iowa. Bond has it, drives baseline, and puts it up with the right-handed in. Pretty move by Leon Bond. 24-10, the lead's down to 14. Here comes Darling now driving wildly, and he draws contact, and he gets a foul. And Darling will go to the line to shoot a pair. So, picking up the scoring a bit now is Northern Iowa. That was a pretty move by Bond to go baseline, right side, with both Darling and Prey on the double team. He was able to get it in with a pretty layup. Now Dylan Darling, 4 points on the night, shooting free throws. Trying to extend the 14-point lead. First one short off the front of the rim. No good. Back in the game. Here comes Sellers and Zubie. Prey out, and Leopulos hit the bench for St. John's. Just about at the halfway point of the first half, St. John's second straight NCAA tournament appearance. The lefty shoots the free throw, and he misses them both. Oh, he missed it. Oh, but then he goes and ties up the rebound. No, you thought he would have got the whistle there for a tie-up. He didn't get it. Northern Iowa rips it away, and they come into the front court. Here's Swagler. Swagler goes up, finger roll, no good. Rebound to Zubie. Zubie's got it, and he'll push it up into the front court. St. John's looking to extend the lead. Good bounce pass inside, and it's a steal, though, by Swagler. Gets it left side to Campbell in the front court, guarded by Sellers. Campbell puts it on the deck. Good job by St. John's as Northern Iowa tries to set up now their half court. Hornseth has it. Now left wing. Here's Campbell. Puts it on the deck. Top of the key. Jump shot, no good. Rebound to St. John's, and Darling. Darling will bring it into the front court for St. John's. Will slow it down now. 9:15 to go. Darling now puts it on the deck. 15-foot shot. No, he gets it to Zubie with the pass, and he lays it in with the left hand. Oh, pretty pass by Darling. 26-10. St. John's with a 16-point lead. Here's a three, and he got it. Northern Iowa finally hits a three. It's 26-13. 8:45 to go. 13-point lead. as they've made it manageable now here. Northern Iowa has. Here's almost a turnover. Darling goes down to his knees, now gets up, gets it to Zubie. 3 from straight on, got it. Zubie edge of 4. And it's 29-13 St. John's. Pretty good job by Dylan Darling to keep his dribble going as he went to the ground, was able to get back up and get the assist. 7 points now, 3 or 4 from the field to Zubie. Here, and he blocks one at the other end. And there's a turnover. Nope, St. John's got it. Darling has it. Ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell in the front court. Zubie now up top. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Darling. Darling looks right side in the corner. Sellers for 3, buries it. 2 straight threes. Timeout, Northern Iowa. 32-13 St. John's. Beautiful ball movement, clutch shooting. They're hitting threes from all over the court. They lead 32-13. Still in the first half. The defense has been great. The offense has been hitting their shots, and when St. John's is going to do that, they're going to be tough to beat in this tournament. 32-13, under 8 to go in the first half. This is the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports. We'll be back right after this.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
You're listening to the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
32-13 is your score, 7:57 to go. Welcome everybody that's listening. Don't forget to share the stream, like the stream, and tell your friends about Locked Up Sports, as well as subscribe to the channel or the Facebook page, whichever, or the X page, whichever you happen to be listening on at the moment. It's dominating first half here for St. John's. Just under 8 to go. They have a 19-point lead, 32-13. Listen, it's been all St. John's. Zubie's with 8 points. The defense has been fantastic. They're blocking a bunch of layups, and St. John's is hitting their threes, and because of it, they're already halfway to 16. We're still 8 minutes left in the first half. And UNI's goal in this game was to slow things down, keep St. John's to around 60, play the game in the 60s. Well, it's just gone haywire off the rails right off the bat as this game has gone completely in St. John's favor. Fast-paced, up and down the floor. St. John's 11 of 17 from the field. They're 6 of 9 from 3, which is just huge. Rebounds, 13 for St. John's to 8 for UNI. And the assists, 6 to 2 in favor of St. John's. Sellers with 3 threes, 9 points. He's 3 of 5. Zubie's playing well. And listen, just not a good start for UNI, and it's going to be a tough uphill battle the rest of the way for the Panthers here in this East Region first round matchup from San Diego. It's gone perfect for St. John's. Now, listen, this is not this is not all they want to do. They're not here to win a game. They're here to win multiple games in this tournament. Getting to the second weekend is the number one priority, I would think, from the St. John's team. They will face the winner of, well, I shouldn't give them the game yet, but the winner of this game will face the winner of Kansas and Cal Baptist coming up next right here at this arena So here we go. Northern Iowa with the ball, 32-13. St. John's with the lead. Here comes a three from Westbrod, and he buries it. Oh, big shot right there by Westbrod. 16 points now for the Panthers of Northern Iowa. St. John's into the front court. Mitchell gets it to Sellers, who's been red hot for three. Back to Mitchell. Now Hopkins has it. Down low. Oh, and a good hands, and their body's on the floor. Zubie's got it, and they're going to call a held ball. It's going to be possession arrow to Northern Iowa. Zubie doesn't like it. He thinks he got most of it and was able to call a timeout. I don't agree with that. Good defense, good hands by Northern Iowa on the defensive end. Now, listen, they are a good defensive team. They haven't shown it yet in this game, but they're one of the top defensive teams in the country. Like we said, number one in scoring defense, allowing only 61 points a game. St. John's putting on some pressure now here in the backcourt. They inbound it nice and easy, and that was the easiest inbound right there that they've had all night. Campbell walks it across the timeline, guarded by Darling. Gets it now to Smith. Smith right wing to Bond. Bond up top. Swagler has a good ball movement here by Northern Iowa. They swing it around to the left side. Puts it on the deck, drives, baseline. Bobbles it, good defense. Zubie's got him underneath, and he can't get it. Another block by Zubie. Another block by Zubie, but the third one goes in on the layup by Swagler. And it's a 32-18. I'm sorry, Smith with the bucket there. And a little life from the Northern Iowa faithful, as they have now, a couple buckets, good defense of possession. Smith had it. He got blocked twice by Zubie, who had played excellent defense on that possession. Third attempt, he was able to get the rebound and put it up, and he was fired up, coming back, screaming and yelling. A little bit of life to the Northern Iowa side here. It's 32-18. St. John's still with a pretty good cushion, though, in this one. Let's pause for station identification on the Locked Up Sports Radio Network.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
32-18, 6:48 to go first half. From San Diego, East Region, first round matchup. St. John's played well, got off to a 13-0 run to open the game. Northern Iowa's made a bit of a comeback, but they still trail by 14 points. Darling has it for St. John's as they have looked to extend the lead. Hopkins now at the top, hands it back to Darling as St. John's runs their offense. Good defense by Northern Iowa here. Here's a three from Sellers from the right wing. No good. Front iron. Rebound grabbed by Northern Iowa. And they try to chip away here a little bit more. Into the front court. Westbrod has it in a foul call. Dylan Darling with a reach in. I believe might be Zubie, but let's see. It's the fourth team foul for St. John's. And it's going to be, it's going to be on Dylan Darling on a bump there. Darling is a crucial part of this St. John's team, just with his defense, his tenacious defense, his good hands, and he runs the offense in the point guard. He's become their primary point guard on this team over the last month. Northern Iowa with the ball. Another hard screen that Dylan Darling has to fight through. Hornseth has it. Here comes a three. It's short off the front of the iron. Rebound grabbed by Zubie. And St. John's takes it the other way. That was Westbrod on the missed three for Northern Iowa. First time these teams have ever played each other. First matchup in the history of either school. Northern Iowa have been playing over 125 years. They've been playing basketball. Darling picks up his dribble. Mitchell. Now Hopkins on the left wing. Puts it on the deck, drives baseline, spins into the lane, pivots around. Good move, and a foul called as he goes up for a layup. Good drive by Bryce Hopkins. And with 5:36 to go, Hopkins will be shooting a pair. It's the 8th team foul for Northern Iowa. St. John's in the bonus, but this was a shooting foul, so Hopkins will shoot 2 and try and extend the 14-point lead. Game's about to start. Miami and Missouri, and Purdue is also about to get going. They're on all over TNT, TBS, True TV, CBS. But we're glad you chose us here at Locked Up Sports for the St. John's Northern Iowa game. Hopkins, second one after missed the first one, buries it 33-18. The Red Storm lead by 15 points. 5:36 to go. Again, some pressure. They back off of it now once the ball's inbounded. Bond with 4 points, 2 fouls for Northern Iowa. They're 4 of 6 from the free throw line. St. John's 5 of 9. Here comes a nice pass into the lane. Zubie guarding Hornseth, who spins, throws it off the glass and in. Pretty shot and the foul. He called it on Zubie. Chance at a 3-point play. And some life now for Northern Iowa as they've cut it to 13. Pretty move as he's not afraid to get physical down there with Ejiofor. Not bad defense, just a pretty move off the glass on the pretty shot and in. First 2 points for Hornseth. After missing his first 3 shots, he buries that one. A pretty shot off the glass. He's going to shoot for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Free throw in the air, and it's short. Grabbed by Hopkins off the rebound. 13-point lead for St. John's as they bring it into the front court with 5:10 to go. Zubie with the ball. Gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell lobs one into Zubie off his hand, off the backboard. He got it back, though. And now it's Hopkins. He gets it all the way out to the top. Hopkins picks up his dribble. Dylan Darling with 6 to shoot. They got to go here. Darling pulls up for 3. Short off the front of the rim. Rebound to Northern Iowa, and they're going to push it up into the front court. Here's Campbell. Campbell down low. Gets it to Bond. Bond into the paint. Looking. Loses a handle. Gets it back. Guarded by Sellers. Throws a fadeaway jumper up. No good. Rebound to St. John's. Darling into the front court. Looking, lob pass into Mitchell. Oh, into the corner. He finds Hopkins, who passed on the 3. Now gets it down low to Zubie, who spins and throws it up with the left hand and rolls around and out. Gets his own rebound and a foul. Oh, nice play by Zubie Ejiofor. Good ball movement by St. John's. He missed the layup, but he got his own rebound and fouled when he went up with the second time on it. And to the line to shoot the 10th and 11th free throw for St. John's in this first half. They're in the bonus, but this is a shooting one. Zubie Ejiofor has been good on the boards, both defensively and offensively so far here in the first half. Here comes the first free throw from Ejiofor. Got it. Into the game. Checking in is Tristan Smith for Northern Iowa. Purdue with a 7-point lead on Queens with 3 minutes to go in the first half there. So a bit of a shocker there as Purdue came in red hot. Now with just a 7-point lead. Zubie bends at the knees, puts it on the deck, now sends the second free throw on its way, and he gets them both. Zubie Ejiofor, 2 free throws, 35-20, back to a 15-point lead for St. John's and back to the pressure in the backcourt. Darling's going to pressure him. They get it. They better get it over the timeline. They better hurry this up. As he walks it slowly, now he hurries it over just in time. Smith with it. Smith looking, drives in the lane, spins. Oh, and there's the hands by Dylan Darling. He rips it right away from him. Left wing, Sannon. Now here's Hopkins for 3. Got it. Oh, from the left wing. Dylan Darling started it all with the steal. He ripped it right out of Smith's hands, and it went the other way. 18-point lead for St. John's, 38-20. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. That was a big play right there. The St. John's has killed the momentum driving. Here's a fall-away jumper, short. Rebound to Zubie, gives it to Darling, and now they're going to push it up. Into the left wing, here's Hopkins. Hopkins in the front court, into the lane, spins, goes up with the left hand, off the glass and in. 40-20, largest lead of the game for St. John's. It's at 20. Couple empty possessions, and St. John's makes them pay at the other end. They're on a 7-0 run in the last minute. Here into the paint goes Campbell off the glass, and then he bends that run right there. And St. John's, again, they're quick to go into the front court. Darling looks, drives, spins in the lane with the left hand, and rejected by Smith. Beautiful block, out of bounds. St. John's will retain possession when we get back. 3:04 to go. It's a 18-point St. John's lead. This is the men's NCAA basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Baseball is right around the corner. Warm weather, blue skies, and the crack of the bat. Spring training is here. Nobody covers the Yankees. Nobody covers the Mets like Locked Up Sports. Daily expert takes all season long the best baseball coverage on the internet.
I'm Bob Walters, host of Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Join myself and Brett Grasso every week as we break down all the happenings from the best sports town in the world and have conversations with some of the biggest names in New York sports, including former Mets general manager Steve Phillips.
We need a star player, but let's go get Piazza, and I finally got approval to do it.
The man who revolutionized special teams in the NFL, Coach Mike Westhoff.
But, all the things that he got accused of, he did them all. I know. Trust me, I know. He did them all.
And New York sports talk legend Joe Beningo, just to name a few.
But they gave this guy $35 million a year, $350 million for 10 years. What the hell were they thinking with this guy?
Yeah. If you're a sports fan, this is the podcast for you. We have all the insights, laughs, and entertaining perspectives you crave. Whether you're looking for a funny take on your favorite team or informative and entertaining conversation, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Subscribe today for the most entertaining and informative sports podcast around. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
After the final whistle,
Don't go anywhere.
stick around for the Locked Up Sports postgame show. Breakdowns, highlights, and the stories you can't miss. And tomorrow, we're back live to wrap up everything from the big game.
This every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
18 points, St. John's lead. Back here. Want to thank everybody for watching, for listening, tuning in here to our broadcast, Locked Up Sports. We have shows every weekend. We have multiple shows a week, so make sure you check out our podcast. You can find it anywhere you get your podcast. We also do broadcasts like this all the time, so make sure you check us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing from Locked Up Sports. Myself and Brett Grasso are the hosts of Locked Up Sports. We just had a fantastic episode with Sean McDonough, who did this tournament for a long time. Also did the Big East tournament. Great conversation. Check that out. That is on our webpage. That is on our webpage, lockedupsports.net. It is also on YouTube channel here with the video, and it is available as well always on the podcast end at Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts. So 18-point lead for St. John's, 3 minutes to go here in the first half. St. John's, Dylan Darling with the ball up top, right side to Prey. Darling gets it back on the handoff. Looking, left wing now, Hopkins. Hopkins has it. Hopkins puts it between the legs. Look at the drive into the lane. Good defense here by Northern Iowa. Hopkins takes a couple steps, puts it off the glass and in. All right, might have got away with a travel there, but nothing called. 20-point lead again for St. John's. 2:35 to go. Sellers applying the pressure this time on Westbrod. Westbrod into the front court, finds Smith. Smith guarded by Prey. Left-hand dribble into the lane. Oh, beautiful spin, then a reverse off the glass and in. Pretty layup, Smith. Wow, that was the best bucket of the night for Northern Iowa right there. 2:15 to go. St. John's with the ball. Sellers. Now it's Mitchell. Back to Sellers. Still far away from the basket here. So Hopkins has it up top. Hopkins down low to Prey. Prey spins, turn around, right-hand jumper, no good, but he's fouled. And Ruben Prey will go to the line as Prey is getting a good amount of time here, playing time here in the first half. And he's played well. He's gone to the line a couple times. A good presence inside. He has a block. But that move by Smith at the other end, where Prey actually got picked. Smith spun it into the lane, up and under for the lay-in. 1 point for Ruben Prey as he is at the free throw line. First one on its way, make it 2 points. 43-24, St. John's with the lead at halftime. Will be going to the CBS crew for their halftime updates. They will bring you around the nation, around the tournament, as there is now a bunch of games going on. 3 other games, UCLA with a lead, Clemson trailing Iowa as the second free throw is missed. Mitchell has it. Mitchell drives into the lane, looks, gets it back to Darling, who reset the offense. Darling now puts it on the deck, drives in the lane. Oh, and a turnover. No, he gets it back. He got it knocked over. Darling now sets up wide open 3. No good. Oh, we had too much time to think about it. Beautiful rebound Sellers uncontested, up off the glass and in. Oh, just terrible boxing out right there by Northern Iowa as Sellers was left all alone under the hoop, and he just put it right back easily off the glass. And here's another turnover steal by Prey, but he gives it right back. Northern Iowa's got numbers. Here comes a long three from the logo. No good, front of the iron. Rebound to Mitchell, and St. John's has it. They're going to bring it up. 1:15 to go. Here's Darling. Thinks about a three, now puts it on the deck and circles back around to reset the offense. Prey has it now. Prey with the ball over his head to Mitchell. Mitchell hands off Sannon from three from his favorite spot. No good. Rebound. Oh, beautiful rebound by Prey. There's a three from Sellers. No good off the back of the iron. And grabbed on the rebound by Northern Iowa into the front court. 51 seconds to go in the first half. 21-point lead for the Johnnies. Driving into the lane, spinning. It's Campbell. He goes up and he lays it in. Another pretty move by Campbell. He's got 6. 35 seconds to go. Prey has it for St. John's. Campbell has 10 points. Not 6. Just about a 11-second difference on the shot clock. 10 to shoot for St. John's. Prey, left-hand dribble into the lane. He goes strong to the hoop, and he lays it in, and it's going to be goaltending as it's knocked out. Goaltending, a bucket counted for Ruben Prey. And did they call a foul? Yes, they did. He gets the foul as well, and he's going to shoot free throw for another 3-point play. Good, strong, fast drive by Ruben Prey into the lane. And that thing was definitely in the cylinder when it was knocked out. St. John's with a plus 5.2 free throw margin, scoring margin in the regular season. That's good for 12th best in the nation. And they are getting that easily here tonight. 21-point lead. First half could not have gone any better for St. John's. 20 seconds still left. Free throw, in and out, no good. And here comes Northern Iowa with the shot clock off. They will play for the final shot. 10 seconds to go. Campbell has it up near the label, near midcourt. Looks to get a screen. He gets one now. Goes right into the lane. Up and under. No good. Rebound. Follow, and it's good. Followed by Hornseth, and the St. John's inbounds it, and that will do it for the first half. But a beautiful first half for St. John's as they lead 47-28. Patino not happy with his team for some reason. He looks like he's ready to go in there and yell at them as he's yelling at them before they even come off the court. But you could not have asked for a better start to this tournament for St. John's. They just open up right out to a big lead, 13-0, 13 over on the start. Then they shooting from three. Sellers with big threes. Good first half from Ruben Prey, who got some playing time. Good first half from Leopulos. And, of course, Zubie Ejiofor, the leader of this team, was great on the back end. Great with the defense, great with the blocks, and even put in some points. So we'll be back with you right after this. Halftime, we're going to send it to the CBS guys. They're going to cover the halftime, and then we'll be back with the second half. You're listening to the men's NCAA basketball tournament, St. John's basketball, on Locked Up Sports.
You're listening to the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
You're locked into Locked Up Sports, the internet home of the Big East Tournament. We'll take you from Selection Sunday through every bracket buster all the way to the Final Four. Keep it locked into Locked Up Sports for the...
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
Common side effects are stinging and burning in 1 out of 10 patients. Break the cycle. kill the mites. When was the last time you truly lived in the moment, where every swing tells a story and every challenge fuels your passion? On legendary fairways, where history is made and the best rise to the challenge, unmatched beauty, unforgettable experiences. This is Long Island, where you belong.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. This is AT&T at the half. When the connection matters, it has to be AT&T, featuring America's best guarantee.
Welcome to AT&T at the half. Nate Burleson here, along with my guys, Clark, Seth, and Charles. St. John's with a 19-point lead in San Diego, and UCLA is up 8 in Philly. We talked about St. John's before the game, Charles. We knew that they were going to bring the pressure, and they did it from the very jump.
Storm is the right word. Yes, that would be appropriate. Too physical, too athletic, pressure everywhere, can't keep them off the boards. And there's nothing you can do for speed and power if you don't see it all the time. And they're aggressive. Coach Patino's obviously going to have them ready to go.
Yeah.
They're playing with tremendous confidence. They're just too big and athletic for those guys at NIU.
And the thing that, sorry, Charles.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing that jumped out at me is the three-point shooting. I mean, typically that's not what you expect from St. John's. They made 7 of 15. That's about their game total. And then you talk about Zubie Ejiofor, and he's just dominant. He makes he impacts the game in every statistical category. Actually leads this team in 5 statistical categories. Aggressively taking it to the hole. His presence as a shot blocker is unquestioned, and his effort and energy. He is the unquestioned leader of this team, and as he goes, typically so go the Red Stormers. But you factor in him and Hopkins, who both had big first halves, and then what they've done in terms of shooting the three. And that's why you have this big deficit.
And when you're coming in physically overmatched, even from a talent standpoint, you have to be almost mistake-free.
Yep.
Northern Iowa was far from mistake-free. And really, I think in a lot of ways, of course, St. John's has a lot to do with this, but not making really good decisions with the basketball. If you're going to turn it over, you can't turn it over there. That's a pick six, Nate Burleson. Down in the paint, Ben Schweiger. Yeah, see, that's Zubie Ejiofor, number 24, okay? Big East Defensive Player of the Year, that's why. Don't do it. Kick it out, work the ball around, try to beat them as a team. And to Clark's point, St. John's shoots the three ball. They become almost unbeatable. They were 5 for 20 against UConn in the Big East tournament final and still beat them by 20. That's how good they are at the other stuff.
Yeah,
so
we know they can attack the basket. They start hitting that outside shot, they are scary. All right, let's get some highlights. We have number 10 UCF, taking on number 7 UCLA.
Yeah, you're thinking about the UFC fighting stuff here on CBS, but we got hoops right here. And without Tyler Bilodeau, he's out with that sprained knee. Donovan Dent connects on the driving layup here. Actually, it's going to be Eric Daly. He was terrific. Thought he would step up, and he's done just that in the first 20 minutes. He's got 12 points. Here's Donovan Dent. He's got 5 steals and a nice assist right there, and that's Eric Daly paying off that alley-oop. And right now, UCLA only up 8. That was a 6-0 run by UCF to close the half.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's keep these highlights going. We have Iowa and Clemson.
Well, Iowa came out right away and put the hammer on the Tigers and really haven't looked back. That's Alvaro Bulgaris for the 3. R.J. Godfrey. Remember, Clemson playing without Carter Welling, their starting power forward, towards ACL 2 weeks ago. So Godfrey now becomes their center at 6'7". But, you know, with Iowa, you got to stop Bennett's third, and so far they have it. Makes 3. Clemson trying to hang around, but just feels like they're running a quicksand right now.
Yep. All right, let's go to number 15, Queens, facing off against number 2, Purdue.
Braden Smith gets the all-time assist record. Nice pocket pass.
Yeah.
Trey Kaufman-Wren for the layup and harm. He is now their all-time assist leader in Division I college hoops, and he's going to put that record out there a little bit. Here he is getting an assist from a teammate right there.
The true floor gentleman.
He really is, and he's been that way since he landed on campus 4 years ago. That's C.J. Cox knocking down the 3. The Boilers methodically starting to create some distance. The execution has been outstanding for Purdue.
And number 1, that's a legitimate record. A lot of these records are kind of bogus right now because some of these guys have been in school long enough to be doctors. But his is like a legit.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm proud of him. Listen, if you go back and look at UCF, they had more turnovers than field goals. You can't win the game like that. They did make a nice little run to get it down, but they have more turnovers than baskets made. It's difficult to win, but especially when you got that many turnovers.
Well, I tell you, with that little surge, though, it's a single-digit deficit.
Yep.
Had 11 turnovers, only 10 made field goals.
Yep.
You got to feel like you got a chance in the second 20 minutes if you're Johnny Dawkins.
I agree with that.
Come out and make some adjustments after the half. All right, speaking of that, back with more AT&T at the half after this timeout.
Yeah, college is good. Some privacy would be nice. Yeah, we gotta keep things tight.
Whoa, that's off limits.
With this new privacy display, we decide what's private. And what we share. Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
Hey, man, cut the defense, guys. Oh, I got you, bro.
This is Buick now. Buick. Exceptional by design. It's all about you during the Buick SUV sales event. Get 0.9% APR and up to $2,000 allowance on Encore GX.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. Checking Allstate first was an excellent plan. Not checking which team my girlfriend rooted for? Yeah, not great. So check Allstate first. You can save hundreds. Ex-girlfriend.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's. Still can't be beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
For over 100 years, the NCAA has supported student athletes competing and going to college. And now, the NCAA and its schools provide healthcare coverage, mental health services, scholarship guarantees, and more. And scholarships have grown. The NCAA is a launching point, a leg up, and a spot to land. See all the ways the NCAA puts student athletes first.
Memories. It's like a movie. We can revisit all those times we did have.
The worry is what you do next. You will have as much life as you allow yourself.
And welcome to the tournament, Cal Baptist.
The fact that we're here is a testament to the people that we have in the locker room. Our group's been great and elite with preparation. Against Kansas, I mean, the best version of Kansas will be here in San Diego. We've got our hands full, but it's a great challenge. And when there are great challenges, that's when great things can happen as well.
Less than 100 miles from home, the Lancers of Cal Baptist are getting set for their first ever March Madness appearance. The WAC champions will face one of the most decorated programs in NCAA history, 4th-seeded Kansas. Now let's see what our experts know or don't know about the 13th seed in the East, Cal Baptist University.
First of all, there's no such thing as an expert.
Well said, Charles.
Well, that's what they call you. So this is a game that I'm going to call Take Me to Church, all right? I wanted to sing it, but I don't know if we can afford it. All right, so Clark, here you go. Baptist had 25 wins this season, which it's a program record. True or false?
That'd be a true one.
Okay, you got that. Seth, this is Cal Baptist's first NCAA tournament appearance.
So what's that?
Their first NCAA tournament appearance.
That is true.
Okay, all right, 2 for 2. Chuck, you're up. Cal Baptist is called
Don't mess it up.
the Archers. They're called the Archers.
False.
Okay, you're right, Chuck. I see you. The Lancers, I did it in the intro, so you're paying attention.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Clark, back on you. Dominique Daniels Jr. is averaging 23.2 points per game, the highest scoring average in the WAC over the last 25 years.
Yes, I'm saying true.
Nah, it's false. Adrian Oliver, that was back in 2010, 2011. San Jose
He is
State
averaging
University.
23.2, though.
That is true. All right, Seth, Cal Baptist would have a height advantage in most games during the tournament.
Are you asking me because I'm the shortest guy on the desk? Is that like,
I didn't write these.
No, that's false. They're short like me. That's why I like Dominic. He's 5'10". We're like,
See, you know your stuff. Shout out to the short
program
kings out there.
He's a program.
so am I.
Yeah. Shout out to all the short kings. All right, Chuck. Cal Baptist is known for their rebounding.
Yes.
True. Yeah, they're tied for 9th in offensive rebounds in D1 this season. All right, Clark. Riverside is the birthplace of the California citrus industry. True or false?
Wow. I'm just going to say true.
You're right. Eliza Tibbetts planted 2 orange trees in 1871.
Yeah.
All right.
Nate, were you doing the show back then?
Because I'm on every damn show on TV. All right, Seth. The world's largest ball of yarn is located in Riverside. True. Nah, it's the world's largest paper cup. It's in Riverside. 68 feet tall, made of concrete. All right, that's it. I think we did pretty good. Chuck, you are an expert.
There's no such thing as an expert in America, just somebody's opinion.
Well, but then why do we pay you all this money to talk about basketball?
For looks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I just set him up for that.
I know.
Exactly. Clark is here. These 2 guys here for knowledge. I'm here to make them look good. The money maker.
I see you. The money maker is working.
The money maker.
All right, so what are you guys thinking so far with this St. John's game?
Very impressive so far. Another 20 minutes to go, but it's going to be hard. UNI is not the kind of team, Northern Iowa is not the kind of team that can come back.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's over, but got late real early in this one.
It's over.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. All right.
True or false?
All right.
It's over.
The second half is coming up for both games on CBS and TBS. But first, I got to send over to Blake and Joe, the guarantee guys. They let us know what's guaranteed this March Madness.
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself. It's for teachers, students, designers, mechanics, scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon. Find your place in space. Space for all.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
St. John's with a 19-point lead at the half. Bryce Hopkins and Josiah Sellers with 11 points each. They lead all scorers. Zubie with 9 points. He's 3 of 5 from the field. 4 of 8 from the field was Sellers, and Hopkins is yet to miss a shot. He's 4 of 4. The defense was fantastic. Just all around, they jumped out to a big first half lead right off the bat, 13-0. Like they've done in the previous 3 games that they played, and they've dominated the first half just like they dominated the Big East Tournament Championship against UConn, just as they dominated the Big East semifinals against Seton Hall, and just as they dominated the entire Big East tournament, the entire Big East conference the last month and a half of the season. St. John's came into this game as one of the hottest teams in the country, and they continue to play really good basketball as they have a 47-28 lead at the half. And listen, the winner of this game gets the winner of the next game right here in this arena, and it's Kansas and Cal Baptist. You heard the guys at the halftime doing a true false, whether they knew anything about Cal Baptist. So, expect Kansas on Sunday if St. John's can hold on to this lead. And it's not the kind of way the game has gone perfectly for St. John's. They wanted to fast-paced. They wanted to make UNI run. They wanted to make UNI have to play catch up. And UNI wanted to slow it down. They wanted to play half-court offense. They wanted to keep the game in the 60s. Well, St. John's with 47 first-half points is well on their way into the 90s. And if this game was played, we even said into the 80s, let alone the 90s, that it was going to be tough sledding for Northern Iowa as they are in their first NCAA tournament in 10 years. St. John's, their second in a row. St. John's last year, of course, lost in the second round to Arkansas. So they're trying to get it a little bit further now. And as far as Northern Iowa goes, listen, they played a little bit better, but they dug themselves such a big hole in the first 10 or 12 minutes of that first half that it was just really hard to dig out of, especially for a team that plays defensive-minded, half-court. They like to hold the ball, work the shot clock, keep the possessions down. And it just, in a game like this where you fall behind the way they did right off the bat, it's tough to do. And it's asking even more for them to come back from a deficit of 19 at the half. And this is, listen, it's the biggest deficit of the season for Northern Iowa. And they have a big mountain to climb here in the second half. St. John's. Patino has played some of his the backups, his second team a little bit. You got Leopulos in there who had some, minutes in the first half. Let's go through them here. You had Ruben Prey with 6 minutes. You had Leopulos with 4 minutes. You had Jackson with only 2 minutes, and Sannon with 9 minutes. Nothing really doing for Sannon, though. He's going to be a key going forward in this tournament for St. John's. He's going to have to hit his threes. Sannon's, when he gets hot, he loves that three from the left wing. He took one of them so far in the first half. He missed it. But listen, he's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's gone 9 deep here in the first half, and you very rarely see that from St. John's. Going to the bench. They've outscored the bench just tremendously. As we'll look at the team stats now for the first half. Let me bring him up here. Team stats, St. John's 16 of 29, like we said, shot red hot in the first half. 55%. The 7 of 15 from 3. 2 of 6 is UNI from 3. The free throws, St. John's 8 of 14. Only 7 free throws for Northern Iowa. And the turnovers have killed them. Turnovers are 4 for St. John's, 4 for UNI. And the fast break points, neither team with a fast break point, which is surprising. You'd think St. John's would have had a couple. The way the ball was moving up and down the field, up and down the court. 16 points in the paint for both teams. It's just that start. St. John's got out red hot. They 13-0 lead. They buried them right off the bat. And the bench points for St. John's has also been a big plus here. 9 bench points for St. John's, none. A big 0 for Northern Iowa. And add that with the 3-pointers from St. John's and the free throws and the 55% shooting percentage from the field up against 38 for Northern Iowa. And you just have a lopsided 47-28 halftime lead for St. John's. We'll be back right after this with the second half. St. John's and Northern Iowa. This is the NCAA tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
So here we go, second half just getting underway. St. John's with the ball. They've tied for the most points in the first half of an NCAA tournament game in school history. Since 1993, they matched it in 93 with 47. And they're looking for more right off the bat here. Here is Sellers for 3, no good. Rebound to Northern Iowa. They're going to need to pick up the pace here in the second half, and they don't like to play like that. St. John's, in the white uniforms with the red trim moving left to right. Here's Northern Iowa with a fadeaway jumper, and he got it. Campbell with a big jumper. 47-30. Right to left go the Panthers. Purple uniforms, yellow trim, and a foul called, and it's a turnover. It's an offensive foul by St. John's. An illegal pick set. I believe it's Zubie that gets the call. Yeah, I think it is. And St. John's, not the start you want in the first couple possessions, but they do have a big cushion here. So here comes Northern Iowa into the front court. Swagler has it. Swagler looks, gives it to Campbell. Now right wing. Puts it on the deck into the paint. Feeds it back to Smith, who decides to pull it back out for some reason there. Bounce pass now. Smith has it again. Looks. Drives in the lane. Spins. Fall away jumper. No good. Air ball and a foul called. Nope, it's not going to be a foul. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Either way, it's a turnover. And St. John's gets the ball back. Northern Iowa, if they want to get back in this game, can't have empty trips like that. They're going to need to score in the majority of their time down the court. St. John's 17-point lead. Mitchell to Zubie up top. Zubie looks, takes a step back now, gives it to Darling. Darling puts it on the deck, left wing, into the corner. Here's Mitchell for three. No good. Oh, good rebound by Zubie. Kicks it out to Sellers in the corner. Up top now, Hopkins thinks about the three. Now pulls it back, drives, pulls back, and gives it to Zubie for three. Nope, he thought about it again, puts it on the deck. Oh, he lost the handle. It's kicked away. It's on the ground. Bodies all over the place, and it's going to be picked up by Northern Iowa. They got numbers coming into the front court. Layup is good. A fast break point right there. 4 straight for Northern Iowa to start the second half. Timeout St. John's. 47-32. It's a 15-point lead. 5 straight. Not a good possession. Zubie was kicking the ball around. He lost the handle. Good job by Northern Iowa to dive on the floor and then pick it up before it rolled out of bounds. And right to the hoop, 47-32, 18:04 to go in the second half. So St. John's a little clumsy, a little, giving the ball away. First couple trips down the floor. And UNI has a little bit of life. Down 15. This is how they got to do it. If they're going to do it, this is the way it's going to be done. Turn St. John's over. Don't have empty trips. Take high percentage shots. Go into the rim. Draw some fouls. Maybe get St. John's into some foul trouble. And they're going to need help from St. John's, which they've gotten here early with turnovers and with 2 turnovers and a couple missed threes. Sellers was wide open on that last possession in the corner. He missed the 3. He was good in the first half. Hopkins missed a shot, his first shot of the game that he's missed. But we'll pause for 10 seconds here on Locked Up Sports. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
47-32, St. John's with the lead. 5 straight to open the second half for Northern Iowa. The 12th seeded Northern Iowa against the 5 seed St. John's Red Storm. Big East against Missouri Valley Conference. And St. John's coming out in the second half here a little bit sloppy, but they built themselves a nice cushion as they were threatening to run them out of the gym in the first 10 minutes of the game. Northern Iowa scored 3 points in the first 9 minutes of the first half. So it's amazing that they even have 32, to be honest with you. But they're in the game, and upsets can happen. We've seen crazier things at this tournament than a 15-point deficit overcome. 47-32. This is the East region. Winner of this game plays the winner of Kansas and Cal Baptist next right here in this arena. Around the tournament right now, let's bring you some updates from around the tournament. There we go. All right, Clemson in a dogfight right here, the 8-9 game against Iowa, 57-51, just under 4 minutes left in that one. Tennessee over Miami of Ohio earlier. Utah State with their first tournament win in a long time. They beat Villanova right here in this building. A 20-point win by Alabama over Hofstra, 90-70. Iowa State, yes, they scored 108 points, tied for the most ever in the NCAA tournament. Currently, you got UCLA with a 12-point lead over Central Florida. Queens putting up a fight, but they trail by 12 with just underway second half in that one. Purdue with the 12-point lead. So here's St. John's now inbounding the ball. They get it in the front court. Darling has it. Right-hand dribble, gets a screen, gets it to Mitchell up top. Now right wing, Sellers has it. Sellers, good defense here now. It looks like UNI has picked up the defensive intensity a bit. Here goes Darling driving to the hoop. He lays it up and in off the glass. Oh, pretty drive by Dylan Darling with the left hand and in. And let's see, there's a whistle here. Delay game, I believe. Warning. Yeah, it's going to be delayed, but a good move. Dylan Darling real quick on the left side. He's a lefty, so it does help out there. Now St. John's with the pressure again in the backcourt. Here comes UNI rushing up the court. It's Westbrod. Westbrod hands it off now to Bond. Bond up top. Hornseth has it. Hornseth into the lane. Spins. Bumps bodies with Zubie off the glass. No good. Good defense. Zubie Ejiofor. And the rebound, and St. John's has it. 17-point lead. 17 minutes to go. Mitchell. Darling has it in the front court. Hands it off to Hopkins. Hopkins being guarded. Good defense here by UNI. Hopkins hesitates. Now drives in the lane. Spins with the right hand off the glass. Oh, he missed the layup. He blew the layup. An easy one. And Northern Iowa the other way. Into the lane. In the front court. Off. Oh, and a block by Mitchell. Beautiful block. And St. John's has it, and they'll slow it down as they get into the front court. Oh, here's Hopkins, who he thought about a three, then thought better of it. Gets it back from Zubie. Wide open three. No good. Oh, Hopkins missed two wide open threes to start this second half. Picked up the pace here right just now. UNI with the ball. Here's Campbell. Finds Smith, and he goes off the glass and in. It's now 6 straight to start the game, to start the second half in Northern Iowa. 49-34. 6-0 run for Northern Iowa to start the second half, right when we were just about to count them out. St. John's with the ball. Sellers has it. Sellers up near the label near midcourt to Zubie. Zubie guarded, looking, now puts it on the deck. Spins it between his legs, and he lost the handle. Another turnover. Another turnover. 2 straight turnovers by Zubie Ejiofor, just losing a handle. Into the front court, into the lane, spinning. Smith has it, looks good defense. Oh, behind the back pass, lays it up and in. Beautiful pass, Smith to Campbell, and it's an 8-0 run by Northern Iowa. We have a game, it's 13. 49-36, an 8-0 run, 10-2 in the last 4:28. St. John's has gone cold here in the second half. Zubie puts it on the deck, drives, goes for the reverse layup, and he's fouled going up. He'll go to the line. But Northern Iowa has creeped back into it. 49-36, St. John's with the lead. The lead has been shrunk to 13. Zubie's going to the line. When we come back, this is the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. Locked Up Sports.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself. It's for teachers, students, designers, mechanics, scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise, can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon. Find your place in space. Space for all.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
So a bit of a run here from UNI to open up the second half. They cut the lead now, St. John's lead to 13. As we want to thank everybody for checking out our stream here. Don't forget, like the stream, share the stream, and subscribe to the channel. Zubie Ejiofor at the line, up 13, 15-27 to go. Free throw on its way off the front of the iron and in. It rolls over and into the hoop. St. John's 50-36. Still a tall order for Northern Iowa here, down 14. St. John's just got a bit clumsy with the ball. Zubie hits the second one, 2 for 2, 51-36. It's a 15-point lead. Pressure back now again in the backcourt. Darling provides the pressure as Campbell gets it across the timeline. Dribbles between the legs. Now bounce pass to Smith. Smith has it, being guarded by Zubie. Drives into the lane. Now pulls up. Up top, here comes a three from Westboro, and it's nothing but air. An air ball. Bad shot. Oh, and Smith grabbed it, but he was already out of bounds as he went tripping through the cheerleaders of Northern Iowa right there. It's a turnover by UNI. Another turnover. They've had a lot of turnovers. 51-36, St. John's with the ball. Slow start for the Johnnies here in the second half compared to how they played the whole first half. Darling guarding, shielding the ball, gets it up top to Zubie, spins into the lane at the free throw line. Now looks and he turns it over again. Oh, and he gets it right back. Now he spins in the lane, goes up with a runner, and it goes no good. Zubie is just, it's like there's butter on the ball, just slipping out of his hands 3 straight times he's had it. Into the front court, UNI, oh, good bounce pass. Smith puts it up off the glass and in. And now the Northern Iowa contingent is starting to feel it. They're down by 13. They are hanging with St. John's here in the second half. Zubie has just dropped the ball. It's been slipping out of his hands. 3 straight possessions. Here's Sellers. Sellers has it, pulls up his dribble, gives it to Darling. Darling runs it back out. Now drives into the lane. Hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell under the hoop, looking, gets it back to Darling. Left wing, Sellers for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound, good. Rebound by Zubie. He gets it on the offensive board, and then he throws it away, but he's fouled first. Oh, man, Zubie Ejiofor is really struggling here. He threw that one away. Luckily, he got a foul. But Zubie just picked up his dribble, and then he almost got the ball stolen. Got it back, spun into the lane all by himself, and he couldn't make the layup. And then at the other end, after the turnover, UNI gets the bucket. St. John's inbounding, 20 to shoot. Gets it in. Zubie's got it. Left wing drives. Strong drive into the hole, and he throws it up, and it's blocked. No foul called. Another turnover by St. John's. Into the front court. Here comes UNI. Down by 13. Hands it off. Campbell fakes it. Now right wing. Swagler drives, throws it, and it's off the hands of Hornseth and out of bounds. A turnover by Northern Iowa. Sloppy from both teams here in the second half. I thought that was a foul on the other end. I thought Zubie would get the whistle. He missed the layup. It turns out to be another turnover. His 4th turnover by himself here in the second half. 51-38. St. John's has missed their last 5 shots. Sellers has it. St. John sets up the offense in the front court. Darling being guarded by Taylor. Prey has it now back in the game. Prey, they got this other lineup back on the floor. Just gets it over. Mitchell in the lane, drives. A jump stop and a bucket with the left hand by Mitchell. 53-38. Man, that was a strong drive by Mitchell as he went right into the lane. Here comes Northern Iowa the other way. Spins in the lane and a block, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by... Nope, they're going to call a foul first. Foul on St. John's going to be on the shot, I believe. Let's see if he's shooting free throws or not. No, it's no free throws, so it's going to be on the floor. 15-point lead for St. John's. 2 team fouls for both teams. As Dylan Darling checks out, he'll get a breather. Leopulos back in the game for St. John's. Just under 13 minutes left. Here in San Diego, St. John's, we didn't think it would be a struggle like this in the second half. You thought they'd kind of just open it up and run away with it. UNI hasn't let them do that. They played much better here in the first 8 minutes. Oh, and they turn it over on the inbound. Campbell can't handle the pass. It goes off of his hands, off his legs, out of bounds. Turnover to St. John's. Can't have that if you're Northern Iowa. You're not going to get too many chances. You got to take advantage of every one you get. As he just kind of dribbled, caught it, took a step, and then just lost the handle on it. Like I said, sloppy for both teams here to start the second half. Turnovers, bad passes, missed shots. St. John's not playing as well in the second half here as they did in the first half. Is there a bit of a letdown? There could be, because they had such a big lead, but leads disappear quick in this tournament, especially if the other team starts hitting threes, which Northern Iowa has not been able to do, but they can play defense, and the defense has definitely picked up. We told you before, they're number 1 in scoring defense in the country, number 3 in the country, defending the 3-point line. And, they're good when they hold teams to 60. They're obviously not going to do that. If they do, then St. John's might have a big trouble. Ben Jacobson, the head coach for the Missouri Valley team, conference tournament champions, Northern Iowa Panthers. It's his 20th year. So he's been doing this for a long time. 4th NCAA tournament appearance. They had shockers in the other 3. I mean, you're talking like wins over Kansas, Texas, last second heaves, half court, buzzer beaters. And so far tonight, nothing of the doing, but there is time, and they do have time to come back. So they're looking at this now to see who it went off of. If Campbell just dropped it, or let's see, does he get his hand on it? It might be last touch by St. John's. Now that I look at the replay, it might have gone off of Campbell's fingertips though, and he reached back for it. Let's see what they say here. All right, so it's going to be St. John's ball still, as the call on the floor is confirmed. So the challenge is unsuccessful for Northern Iowa. They lose the timeout. Coach Ben Jacobson taking that chance. It's not a bad idea to challenge that, because it was close, but it looked like it might have grazed the fingertip of Campbell for Northern Iowa and out of bounds. So St. John's will get the ball back on a turnover by the Panthers. 53-38 is your score. We hit the under 13 minutes to go. Oh, there's almost another turnover. Gets it back. Here is Jackson. Jackson down low to Prey. Prey backs into the lane. Up top now to Hopkins. Hopkins puts it on the deck. Drives. Drives baseline. Oh, and he reverse layup is good. Not good defense that time, as they backed off of Hopkins, let him go right to the hoop, and St. John's with a 17-point lead. Northern Iowa's they got to stop the bleeding. They can't let St. John's get it up to like 20 or 21 again. They won't come back. Here's Northern Iowa into the front court. Leopulos guards Schwegler. Schwegler gets it to Smith. Smith underneath the hoop, guarded by Prey, puts up a left-hander, and it rolls in over the front of the rim and in. 55-40 is your score. St. John's with the ball in the front court. Mitchell has it, looks to drive, spins, guarded by Schwegler. Mitchell, nice pass to Prey underneath, and he lays it in with the right hand off the glass. Beautiful pass, Mitchell to Prey. Back to 17 for St. John as the lead. Into the front court. It is Northern Iowa. They got to make stops. They can't just trade buckets. They won't come back. They won't catch up. Campbell has it down low. Smith guarded by Mitchell. Spins. Oh, pretty spin. The up reverse layup is good in the foul. Beautiful play. Beautiful drive. Northern Iowa, they'll get a chance at a three-point play. And on the other end, that was a brilliant pass by Mitchell as he led Prey coming down the lane. And Prey with the easy lay-in. 57-40, second half, 11:22 to go. This is the NCAA tournament on Locked Up Sports. We'll be back right after this.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
Baseball is right around the corner. Warm weather, blue skies, and the crack of the bat. Spring training is here. Nobody covers the Yankees. Nobody covers the Mets like Locked Up Sports. Daily expert takes all season long the best baseball coverage on the internet.
I'm Bob Walters, host of Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Join myself and Brett Grasso every week as we break down all the happenings from the best sports town in the world and have conversations with some of the biggest names in New York sports, including former Mets general manager Steve Phillips.
We need a star player, but let's go get Beyonce, and I finally got approval to do it.
The man who revolutionized special teams in the NFL, Coach Mike Westhoff.
But, all the things that he got accused of, he did them all. I know. Trust me, I know. He did them all.
And New York sports talk legend Joe Beningo, just to name a few.
But they gave this guy $35 million a year, $350 million for 10 years. What the hell were they thinking with this guy?
Yeah. If you're a sports fan, this is the podcast for you. We have all the insights, laughs, and entertaining perspectives you crave. Whether you're looking for a funny take on your favorite team or informative and entertaining conversation, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Subscribe today for the most entertaining and informative sports podcast around. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Back to the final whistle.
Don't go anywhere.
Stick around for the Locked Up Sports postgame show. Breakdowns, highlights, and the stories you can't miss. And tomorrow, we're back live to wrap up everything from the big game.
This isn't national sports talk. This is New York. And when it comes to their sports talk, they won't settle for anything less than the very best. That's why more New Yorkers get their sports talk from Locked Up Sports than anywhere else. The best New York sports talk on the internet.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
57-40 as we are back here, 11:22 to go in the second half. Inbounding the ball underneath the St. John's hoop is Northern Iowa. They get it in. Good catch on the high inbound pass. Campbell has it left wing, looks to drive the baseline. He does now, flips it all the way over. It's intercepted by Mitchell, but he lands out of bounds. And it'll be Northern Iowa ball. That was a good catch by Mitchell as the Northern Iowa player rifled it around, tried to get it in the corner for a three, and Mitchell just stepped right in front of it and snared it out of the air. Inbounding now, Northern Iowa under the St. John's hoop, 11:14 to go, 17-point lead for St. John's. They've led throughout, wire to wire so far. Brilliant start, 13 straight to start the game. And they were just off and flying. They had a 19-point lead at half. It's now 17 as they've kind of weathered the storm here from Northern Iowa in the second half. Inbound. Here is Hornseth. Hornseth has it, backing in on Prey into the lane, spins, now draws some contact, high off the glass, no good. Rebound tapped out. Northern Iowa gets another chance. 18 to shoot. Looking, puts it on the deck, into the lane, pulls back. A fadeaway jumper is good. Pretty shot by Northern Iowa. It's 42 points now. It's a 17-point lead, 57-42. Largest comeback this year for Northern Iowa has been 9 points. So that's the kind of mountain they got to climb here in the final 10 minutes and 40 seconds. In the front court, St. John's gets it. Here's Sellers for three. Got it. Oh, pretty shot. Another three. That one was Ian Jackson, not Sellers. That was my fault. Into the front court comes Westbroad. Westbroad being guarded by Jackson. Gets it to Smith. Now Hornseth. Hornseth has it right wing to Taylor. Taylor takes a three of his own. In and out. No good. Rims around. Rebound to Hopkins. And St. John's with an 18-point lead as we hit the halfway point of the second half. Bounce pass down low. Prey. Good. Spins in the lane and he's fouled. Ruben Prey, another good job underneath. Creating space to get the pass, accept the pass, and then back in and draw the foul. Ruben Prey's had a real good game here. He lost his shoe on that last one on the other end, as they're showing the replay on TV right now. But Ruben Prey at the line for St. John's. 6 points on the night for Prey. He tries to add to it here with 2 free throws. First one on its way. Good. It's a 19-point lead for St. John's. Like we said, the largest comeback of the year for Northern Iowa was 9 points. So St. John's had a bigger than 9-point lead 3 minutes into the game when they led 10-0. So this one was, they kind of doomed from the start. Second free throw from Prey is good. He makes a pair. He's got 8 points. It's a 20-point St. John's lead as they've kind of now inched it back again. They weathered the storm here. Northern Iowa playing better, but they just dug themselves too big of a hole. Bond with 4 fouls, so foul trouble already. Westbroad with 3. Campbell into the paint, throws up a 14-foot jump shot, and he gets it. Good shot right there with a hand in his face. Final from Clemson in the Iowa-Clemson game. Iowa with a 6-point win. They advance over Clemson. Prey has it for St. John's in the front court. Now Dylan Darling looks good defense here as he's double teamed and a foul call to reach in. It's going to be on Smith, Tristan Smith with the foul. Northern Iowa playing better in this second half, but just not enough. Purdue leads Queens by 22. They've broken that one open. And UCLA with a 10-point lead on Central Florida. Here's Hopkins down low, and he gets hit hard. No foul called. They got the ball, I guess. Rebound to St. John's. Another offensive rebound. Here's Jackson for 3. No good. Oh, and a rebound by Hopkins. That's 2 in a row. Ball on the floor. Prey gets it out to Jackson. Drives into the lane. Runs over a player, and a block is called as he missed the layup. Oh, he ran over Smith real hard, who tried to get to the spot and draw the charge. But he didn't get there fast enough. Blocking call is the foul. And with 9:09 to go, St. John's will go to the free throw line. And Smith took a beating. Good offensive rebounds right there by St. John's. 2 of them by Hopkins. Prey was in on it too as he got the rebound as it was rolling along the ground. And the Johnnies, because of the offensive rebounds, now shooting free throws. Jackson with 3 points. Make it 4 as he gets the first free throw to rim around and in. It's a 19-point lead with 9:09 to go for St. John's. UCLA 10-point lead, 9 minutes to go in that one over UCF. Purdue has taken control of the game over Queens. Second free throw is good. 20-point lead again for St. John's. Full court pressure here from St. John's as Northern Iowa gets it in. St. John's 6 free throws this half. Northern Iowa yet to shoot one from the charity stripe in this half. Oh, and they're driving in a foul called. He lost control of it. The foul is going to be on St. John's. Dylan Darling, I believe, his second. Women's Final Four is April 3rd and through the 5th, or 3rd and the 5th, semifinals and finals. Watch that on ESPN. Or get all your details at ncaa.com. Here's the inbound from Northern Iowa in the front court. Campbell drives, drive baseline, circles around the net, throws up a reverse behind the back layup attempt. No good. Rebound to Prey, and St. John's brings it up. Jackson into the front court. Jackson gets a screen from Prey. Right hand. Oh, tries to throw across court, but it's knocked down by Campbell and a turnover by Ian Jackson. Into the front court comes Northern Iowa. Here's Westbrook. Westbrook gets it outside. Now gets it back up top. It's Taylor. Taylor has it. Here's Smith driving into the lane. Left-hand layup, no good. Rebound, St. John's. As now Northern Iowa has gone cold here in the last 2 or 3 minutes after a fast start to start the second half. Darling has it, being guarded up top. Now it's Sannon. Sannon, still nothing doing for Sannon so far. He drives and dribbles it off his foot. Foul called, though, as a reach-in was called. And that'll be the 15th foul on Northern Iowa. St. John's with 14 fouls. It is a 20-point St. John's lead as they are just headed their way into the second round, it looks like. Dominating performance so far by St. John's. Northern Iowa, yeah, they played better in the second half, but it's not enough. We'll be back right after this. This is the NCAA tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself. It's for teachers, students, designers, mechanics, scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon. Find your place in space. Space for all.
You're locked into Locked Up Sports, the internet home of the Big East Tournament. We'll take you from Selection Sunday through every bracket buster all the way to the Final Four. Keep it locked into Locked Up Sports for the...
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
64-44 St. John's with the lead. Iowa, Clemson elsewhere. It's a 6-point lead. And then UCF, UCLA, UCF trying to hang with them. They are down 14 points, though, to UCLA with just under 8 minutes to go. That's your tournament update. 64-44, 20-point lead for the Johnnies here in this one. Under 8 minutes to go. As it looks like they're going to get through this first round. Hopkins has it back out to in the corner to Darling. Back to Hopkins. He backs into the lane. Pivots, throws up a right-hand runner. No good. Rebound bounced around. Northern Iowa's got it. They're going to have to go real fast now. It's going to be uncomfortable for them. They don't play like this. Here comes inside pass. Nice pass to Smith off the glass. He's pushed from behind. The foul called on Sellers. Free throws for Northern Iowa. St. John's shooting 49% from the field, 8 of 21 from 3, and they're going to be tough to beat if they shoot like that in this tournament. 14 free throws to only 4 for Northern Iowa. 18 bench points for St. John's as Pitino has really gone to the bench. He went to it early, and they've really come and played really well. Prey, Leopulos, all of them have played well. 18 points off the bench for St. John's, 0 for Northern Iowa. That's the difference right there. There's your 20-point lead for St. John's. And UNI again missing free throws. They missed one right here. One more to go. 7:36 to go. Winner of this game gets the winner of the next game right here in San Diego between Kansas and Cal Baptist. 64-44. Second free throw on its way. Missed them both. Northern Iowa, 4 free throws, just struggling from the line mightily as St. John's did everything they could to let them back in this game early in the second half. But they couldn't take advantage. Northern Iowa was not that kind of team. They're a defensive team. They like to play the game in the 60s. They don't score many points. Largest comeback has been 9 this year. They were down 9 2 minutes into the game here today. Here's a 3 missed by Darling, and it's Northern Iowa with the ball. They bring it into the front court. Right wing pass. Here comes, drives in the lane, up, and he misses the dunk. Rebound followed by Smith, and he puts it off the glass and in. Good follow, bad box out by St. John's. Timeout, Patino, as he did not like what he saw there. He is upset with his team. 6:59 to go. It is an 18-point game as they let Smith follow on the rebound there. Nobody got it. Nobody picked him up. An easy bucket off the glass and in, and it's an 18-point St. John's lead. We'll pause 10 seconds on Locked Up Sports for station identification.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
So, St. John's 18-point lead. They have led this game from the get-go. They jumped out to an early 13-0 lead, and that was pretty much, that was the story. From there on, it was just all St. John's in the first half. UNI never really got it going. They trailed now by 18. They have 7 minutes, but it's unlikely that they make a push at this one with just the kind of team they are. Fantastic season, though, up to this point, as they won their Missouri Valley Conference tournament. They have Ben Jacobson is the coach, 20th year with the Panthers. So they're putting the pressure on defense now. St. John's has done a fantastic job of breaking any pressure Northern Iowa has given them. Jackson has it. Now Mitchell over the head pass to Sellers. Kicks it back out. Here comes Sellers now into the lane. Lays it up with the right hand. No good. Too strong. Rebounds. Northern Iowa. They're going to push it up the court. Smith has it. Smith. Here's now Westbrook for 3, and it's no good. That was a long 3 from the label. And the rebound, St. John's. Darling has it. Darling picks up the dribble, right wing Sellers. Down low now Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it back out to Darling. And he could put it on the deck and he's going to back it off. Now he gets it back. Darling looks to drive. Gets it inside. Good ball movement by St. John's here. 5 to shoot. Here's a 3 from Darling. No good off the back of the iron. Ugly looking shot right there. A head pass for Northern Iowa as they try to break out. St. John's gets back though. Bond decided to kick it back. Here's Smith into the lane, spins on Hopkins, and goes up off the glass and a foul. This was going to be a foul on Zubie. Coming in to help. It's his 3rd foul. And free throws coming up for Northern Iowa, which hasn't been much of an advantage for them at all, as they've just been terrible from the charity stripe all night. And if you're a team like Northern Iowa, you're not going to win games like this when your talent is not as good as the other team. If you're not going to make free throws, you're going to turn the ball over like they did. Here's another one. That was good from Hornseth. 64-47 is the lead for St. John's. Under 6 minutes to go. 9 points for Hornseth. He's 4 from 8 from the field. He also has 4 rebounds to add to it. He hits them both, and it's a 16-point lead for St. John's. Smith enters back in the game for Northern Iowa. St. John's gets it in. Oh, Zubie gets fouled as soon as he catches it right at midcourt. Bumped by Westbrod. Jacobson and the UNI bench is not happy with the call. He didn't like it. It was definitely a foul, though. He bumped him. 5:47 to go. St. John's in the bonus now. Shooting 1-1 is Zubie. Ejiofor with another solid game here tonight. Here's the free throw, and it is good. He earns the second one. In that UCLA game, they pushed the lead now to 9, under 5 minutes to go over UCF. Purdue blowing out Queens, 92-58, 5.5 to play there. Kansas, Cal Baptist next right here on this court. Zubie Ejiofor, the second of a 1-on-1. He's got 12 points, tries to make it 13. Second one on its way. Ooh, in and out, no good. 17-point lead. UNI with the ball. Driving. Here's Swegler. Swegler into the paint. Now pivots. Good bounce pass underneath to Smith, and he lays it up and in. 15-point lead. Let's see if UNI has one more push in them to try for a miracle comeback. They're playing good defense. They got trapped as Darling, and he just gets it to Zubie as he was falling over the timeline. 3 now from Santa from the right wing, and it's no good. Another offensive rebound by Zubie Ejiofor, goes to the ground, but gets it out to Darling, and St. John's can kill some more clock. 13 to shoot. Darling, right wing, Sannon. Sannon up top to Mitchell. Mitchell, bounce pass into the corner. Hopkins puts it on the deck. Now he brings it back out. They got to shoot. 3 to shoot. Here comes Zubie. Kicks it out. Here's Darling for 3. No good. Rebound, and it's going to be bobbled but handled by Northern Iowa. And here they come. They trail by 15. 5 minutes to go. Here's a 3. Off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound to Sannon. They got to hit those shots if they wanted to have a chance here. You could not have empty trips if you are Northern Iowa. Again, they're tight on the defense. St. John's breaks it. Zubie, from 13 feet, and he lays it in the lane all alone. They left him alone. And St. John's pushes it back to 17. 14 points for Zubie Ejiofor, 4 of 8 from the field. Smith has it. Smith looking to drive. Here's now Campbell into the lane. Stops, pivots, turnaround, fadeaway jumper is no good. Zubie with the rebound. And he's going to slow it up as he slowly walks it up over half court as he passes it to Dylan Darling. Darling being guarded tightly, gets it to Zubie up top. Zubie, right wing, Sannon. Here's his spot from the right wing, and he buries it. 3 from Sannon. And it's a 20-point St. John's lead. And that's the problem here, is Northern Iowa can't score enough points. And St. John's hit threes like that to just stop any kind of run they have. In the front court. 3 is blocked. Ejiofor blocks it. Here comes St. John's with numbers. Darling will pull it out and kill some more time. 3.5 to go. Darling now to Hopkins. 15 to shoot. They're going to just kill some of this time into the corner. Sannon for 3. Got another one. 2 in a row for Sannon. 23-point lead. They've broken it open again. And that should pretty much do it. Spinning into the lane in the front court is Smith. Smith with a pretty move up and under. No good, though. He missed the layup off the glass. Rebound to Mitchell. And he will slowly jog it up into the front court. 23-point lead for St. John's. They're headed to the second round. They will play the winner of our second game right here in this building. Here's Darling. Darling, good backup. Now drives, fakes it, gets it out. Here's Mitchell into the lane. Kicks it back to Darling. 5 to shoot. Darling looks up top. Here's Ejiofor. Long 3. No good. Nothing. No rim. Just the backboard. Is a wild miss there. And UNI has the ball in the front court. 2:25 to go in this one. St. John's well on their way to a first round win. Here comes Campbell. Drives and fouled by Darling. As he went past Darling, Darling kind of threw his hip out there. Fouled them. But St. John's with a little run here, and they basically put it away. The offensive rebounds, the 3-point shots, and the defense has been the story tonight. Ejiofor with 14 points, but he's played fantastic on the defense. Blocked a bunch of shots. He's hit his free throws. He's been a monster on the offensive boards. He had a couple turnovers early in the second half, but he has rebounded from that very nicely to have himself a good second half. And St. John's is winning this thing going away. A 73-50 is your score right now. It's a 23-point lead for St. John's. We'll be back right after this with the final 2:20 on Locked Up Sports. This is St. John's basketball. We'll be right back.
Every Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
You're locked into Locked Up Sports, the internet home of the Big East Tournament. We'll take you from Selection Sunday through every bracket buster all the way to the Final Four. Keep it locked into Locked Up Sports for the...
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
So a beautiful start here for St. John's in this tournament. Go off to a good start, 73-50. They'll be headed to the second round to play the winner of the next game. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on our stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to share the stream. And don't forget to tell your friends and subscribe to the channel about Locked Up Sports, our website, lockedupsports.net. And you can find our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. And we are on all social media, Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, X, all of them. So another missed free throw now by Northern Iowa with 2:15 to go as the St. John's just looks to run out the clock here and get into Sunday's game healthy without any injuries here. Sannon with the ball up top. Sannon hit a couple threes here in the second half after a cold first half, but two big threes to help pull away for St. John's. Jackson has it. Jackson 10 to shoot. St. John's just milking the clock down. Here's Sannon. Sannon in the left wing. Puts it between the legs. 3 to shoot. Here's a three. Oh, no good. Back of the iron. Rebound. Jackson's got it. And a new 20 for St. John's to shoot. Jackson. 1:40 to go for St. John's. Drives into the lane. Throws up a runner here, and he gets the roll. Around and in, it hit all parts of the rim and then rolled in. It's a 25-point lead for St. John's as the dominance continues here over Northern Iowa. Here comes a three from Westbrod, and he hits the three. Westbrod has played a pretty good game here for Northern Iowa. They just don't have the offensive power to take on a team like St. John's, especially when St. John's is shooting from downtown like they have tonight. This is one of their better three-point shooting performances of the season. Sannon with the ball in the front court, gives it to Jackson. Jackson with a minute to go. We are under a minute to play. Here's an alley-oop, and he got it. Oh, Mitchell throws it down on the alley-oop from Sannon. Beautiful pass into the front court. Here comes UNI. They missed the layup, and the St. John's has it. They're going to push it into the front court. They got numbers if they want to go. Jackson, wait, weaves in and out and lays it in. Beautiful move. And St. John's with a 79-53 lead, 35 seconds to go. A long three is no good. Rebound out of bounds. We're going to keep it right here at this end, UNI basketball. But St. John's, you can move them ahead in your brackets. They are going to be playing Sunday against the winner of Cal Baptist and Kansas coming up next right here on this court. 10:05 to go. 10:05 is the tip of that one. Just about 35 minutes from now. And UNI is going to empty the bench. They're going to get their starters off to get the applause from their fans. They're going to get some guys who might not ever get to play in an NCAA tournament game into the game to say they played in the NCAA tournament. And with 30 seconds to go, UNI has the ball. Long three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound St. John's, and that should just about do it. Shot clock turned off. St. John's can dribble this one out, and the crowd rises for St. John's as they are going to go to the second round. 79-53, 10 seconds to go. Players start shaking hands on the court, and that'll do it. St. John's with a win in the first round of the tournament. They play the winner of Kansas and Cal Baptist. Next game, Rick Pitino, another tournament win, in St. John's with a very, very impressive showing to start their run here in the NCAA tournament. The final score, 79-53. The 5 seed, St. John's, advance them in your bracket in the Eastern region to the second round, where they will play Sunday against the winner of Kansas and Cal Baptist. Northern Iowa, a good run for Northern Iowa comes to an end. A good season for Northern Iowa, the Mountain Valley champions of that conference tournament. St. John's, Duke, TCU have advanced so far here in the East, in the top half of the East bracket. You got UConn still play later today as far as locals go. Villanova was knocked out earlier, but St. John's with an impressive win today. They open up the game with a 13-0 run right off the bat, and they never looked back, really never did. The leading scorers of this one, you got Zubie, Ejiofor. Let me just bring up the final stats here. Zubie, Ejiofor for St. John's had, in 28 minutes, 14 points, 4 of 10 from the field. He had 7 blocks, and he was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Big game also from Sellers and Hopkins. Hopkins, 13 points, and Sellers, 11 points in 25 minutes. The bench for St. John's was incredible. You had players like Leopulos got 5 points. Ruben Preddy with an excellent game. He scored 8 in 12 minutes, and St. John's was just too much for UNI. They advanced to the second round. We want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like the stream, share the stream, and tell your friends, and subscribe to our channel. I promise you're going to enjoy it. We got a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good stuff coming up. We're going to finish through this basketball, through this NCAA tournament, and it's baseball. But first things first, St. John's. And we will carry every game just like this right here on our YouTube channel, as well as on Facebook and on Twitch and on X and anywhere else they will let us stream these games. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. St. John's 79, Northern Iowa Panthers 53. St. John's on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Don't forget, download our Tournament Daily app, a Tournament Daily podcast will be available for download tomorrow morning. I'm Bob Walters. We'll talk to you later, everybody. From San Diego, 79-53 is your final. St. John's is the winner. Talk to you next time, everybody. See ya.